has never been in contact with any particular law enforcement court system. And from what I can see and what I hear out here from a lot of my Black male, and I'm sure it's common knowledge, is that because they are unfamiliar with the court system, they don't know, number one.
Traveler.
All right, guys, buckle up because today we got a sovereign citizen in court. Asterisk, but wait for it. Asterisk, this one actually asked for an attorney. Shocking, right? Progress? Maybe. But don't be fooled. He's still deep in that sovereign citizen mindset. This dude was caught driving without a license, rocking a homemade plate that literally just said TRAVELER. Because, of course, why not? And as expected, he resisted arrest because what's a sovereign citizen case without a little unnecessary struggle? But here's where it gets even weirder, his attorney. I don't know what's going on, but their dynamic in court is just strange. A little too touchy-feely for a courtroom, if you ask me. So let's dive into this madness, and you guys let me know. What do you think of his attorney? Because this one's a wild ride. Let's go.
And on the bond reinstatement as well, Judge.
Right. So officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas for a vehicle having a fictitious plate bearing the word traveler on it. During the stop, the defendant refused to provide...
Traveler? Okay.
During the stop, the defendant refused to provide ID or insurance information, stating, "I do not consent to this." Officer attempted to remove the defendant from the vehicle, and defendant actively resisted by pulling his arm away from deputies until he was detained.
Okay. Tell me what.
So we looked at, Madam Prosecutor, the interference with duties of public servant, Your Honor. Even if my client is failing to give them that, then it is an arrestable offense. But in this situation, it is, Judge. However, in this particular situation, he didn't interfere with anything in terms of his own arrest. I can, if it was a resisting or something to that effect, I can.
They're just trying to get him out of the car.
I don't disagree.
It's classic sovereign case where got the license plate, think that traveling by right is what I think how they term it.
In this situation, Judge, and the reason I'm employing upon the court is, even from what Madam Prosecutor has seen on the video, they're pulling and tugging at his arm, which put my client in some fear. It was more than one officer. It was pretty.
But he still has a duty. If they're asking you to come out, they can lawfully do that. And there are videos, and go on YouTube, right? There are hundreds of videos where officers will literally destroy your car to get you out. When you get into a pissing match with a person who has the power of arrest, who's going to win, Mr. Daly?
We don't disagree, Your Honor.
Right. You know what I mean? That's real life.
We don't disagree, Your Honor. I think under the circumstances of what actually happened, it was not Mr. Daly's position to resist or to interfere. That was not. He was concerned for his safety at that point. And actually, I don't know, did you hear that on the video? Right. And so in reviewing the video, it was pretty quick, pretty brash. They didn't give him an opportunity to respond per the prosecutor in this situation. It wasn't as if he was intentionally.
Remember, this is just a mere probable cause.
Yes,
so
I agree.
They ask you to come out of the car one time. Yeah, it's really that's. So, I think that there's enough probable cause to go forward now. The problem is, Mr. Daly, is that we revoke your bond. Your bond is set at $2,501, and you've continually failed to appear. So, the case and the way that you've treated us, it shows me that you just refuse to accept authority. How are we supposed to deal with that? How do we deal with that, Timberl?
Your Honor, the only reason I bring to your attention is I asked the court to take into consideration. We have a Black male works every day who, and I hate to put that on the court, but I do in this particular climate, that has never been in contact with any particular law enforcement court system. And from what I can see and what I hear out here from a lot of my Black male, and I'm sure it's common knowledge, is that because they are unfamiliar with the court system, they don't know, number one. Number two, when they do come in contact with police, and my mother is assistant chief of police, so I can understand, even when I was younger, I was taught that there are certain things that you have to do with when a police officer even stop you on a speeding ticket. What we don't know is whenever these officers come up, when you're somebody who don't have the privilege of having a police officer as a parent, or who isn't familiar and is being raised in this particular climate and seeing what they see on TV and seeing what they hear and everything that has occurred, you don't know what the proper steps are. I was trained from when I was grown up what you do. I'm not saying that what he did was right or wrong. I'm not saying that how he reacted to this particular court, it is wrong. However,
Are you kidding me right now? My attorney is actually pulling the race card. Like, seriously? That's the defense we're going with. But hold on, because that's not even the wildest part. Instead of focusing on my case, she's basically treating me like a lost toddler, hovering over me like she's my mom or something. I mean, I thought lawyers were supposed to defend their clients, not cradle them like a newborn. It's getting weird. And how are we even arguing that the cops didn't have probable cause? Newsflash. When the police tell you to get out of the car, you get out, especially when they have an actual reason. I mean, sure, my license plate just said traveler, but come on, that's totally legit, right? And to top it all off, we've got Judge Fur. Yeah, Judge Fur, the one who's not exactly known for handing out freebies. And considering I might have skipped court before, listen, it's not my fault. I just don't believe in their laws. He's definitely not giving me special treatment. At this point, my so-called attorney is the real mystery here. Like, is she my lawyer or my overly attached parent? Because I swear, this woman is way too invested. But hey, what do you guys think? Is this the weirdest client-attorney dynamic you've ever seen, or is it just me? Let me know in the comments, because I need someone to explain what's happening here. Now let's dive back in.
But I do see that, from what I've known from this particular case and now in talking to him, I do believe that there is a sense of sometimes they just don't know. Sometimes they just don't. So I'm asking to reinstate his PR bond. I am now on the case. What you know about me, I'm a tight attorney. I run a tight ship. So, and by which of way I believe I can reach him and getting him to court and resolving this matter, which is what I talked to the prosecutor about when you were on break. It's like, let's just resolve this. Let's take care of this.
I'll buy it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm not going to do this again, though. I promise you. I don't care whoever you have. If you flake on us again, that's 3 times. It's out. I'm not going to do it again. Do you understand, Mr. Daly? I mean, when you come to court, good things happen. When you don't show up and you continually do it, you can't expect good things to happen. Now, do you have a Texas driver's license?
Not right now.
You're not allowed to drive.
Right.
You have a bond condition and you've signed an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care how you term it. Driving, traveling, however you're going to word it, whatever you do not get into the driver's seat of an automobile, a motorcycle, anything with a combustible engine where you can get on the road unless you have approval from us. Do you understand? I don't care that you have to work. I don't care if you have to go to church. I don't care if you're going to a funeral. I don't care if you're going to wherever it may be. Do not drive. Do you understand? Heed this warning. You're not going to get another one. Okay, Timberlake, I'll reinstate the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'll talk to her. We were going to try to talk to Chief, but it's pretty busy
I
today.
think the case is only 3 months old,
Yes.
so you've got time. You can do whatever you want.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court now, but you must stay in touch with her and she'll tell you when you got to come back to court. If she comes back and tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games or you've gone AWOL or whatnot, or you get arrested for something else, all bets off. We good? I'm not asking for much, man. Really. And for future reference, when you get into a pissing match with someone with the power of arrest, you are nearly always going to lose. It's just the way it works. And as a young black man in today's society, you got to be extra special careful because things can go really wrong really quick. And there's evidence of that. Oh,
All right, this might be a hot take, but I'm actually disappointed that Judge Fleur didn't throw the book at this guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every sovereign citizen needs to get the full law and order treatment, but come on. This dude literally skipped court, resisted arrest like his life depended on it, and was rolling around with a license plate that looked like it was whipped up in Microsoft Paint. In most cases, failing to appear in court means extra charges, maybe even a warrant under contempt laws. And resisting. That's a whole separate charge that stacks onto whatever else he had going on. If there was ever a case that deserved a harsher sentence, this was it. But instead, he pretty much got a slap on the wrist. And listen, I still can't get over how that attorney completely smothered him. Like, what even was that? I don't know much about her. I've never seen her before, but that was just bizarre and honestly, kinda unprofessional. I know this case went down in Texas, and maybe that's just how they do things down there. I don't know. But if any of y'all from Texas are watching, please let me know because that was one of the weirdest attorney-client dynamics I've ever seen. And let's not forget, she pulled the race card, which I don't think applies at all in this situation. And before anyone comes at me, no, I'm not racist, but come on. The dude literally had a traveler license plate. That argument was never gonna fly. Anyway, I think I'm losing brain cells just thinking about this case, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about this attorney? Because that's the real question here. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.